delve into the unique story of Apple, one of the icons of the tech world. Founded in 1976 by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne, this small garage company has become a global phenomenon. To understand the current state and explore this fascinating story, I invite you to join the journey of Apple. Chapter 1: The Beginning of the Dream, 1976 to 1980. The foundations of Apple were laid with a dream that started in Steve Jobs' garage in 1976. During the time, computers were massive, cold, and complex machines. However, Jobs and Wozniak set out to make computers personal. The primitive circuit boards and simple structures of Apple I symbolized the initial steps of a company that would later become a tech giant. In this period, these two visionaries were not just creating a computer, they were sowing the seeds of a revolution. The introduction of Apple II brought a unique perspective to the personal computer industry. Colorful graphics and a user-friendly interface set Apple apart from other computer companies. The success during this period was not only associated with technological innovation but also with the passion and creativity of Jobs and Wozniak. By enabling ordinary people to understand and use computers, they were moving towards democratizing access to information. This era went beyond being just a technology company. It marked a period where vision and passion came together to create a revolution. As Steve Jobs famously said, "The ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." These crazy individuals were shaping a dream started in their garage, providing a new perspective to the tech world. In the following chapters, we will discover how this exciting journey continued. Chapter 2: The Birth of Macintosh and Challenges, 1984 to 1996. Introduced in 1984, the Macintosh was not just a computer but could be described as a work of art with its graphic-based interface. The Macintosh team, led by Steve Jobs, brought a new perspective to the world of technology in terms of aesthetics and user experience. The iconic commercial of Macintosh not only represented the product but also a mindset. However, during this period, internal conflicts overshadowed Apple, leading to a challenging phase after Steve Jobs left the company. Jobs' departure created a deep void in the identity of the company. The challenges of coping with competition and sustaining innovation shook Apple during this period. Nevertheless, the uniqueness and determination of the company allowed it to overcome these difficult times. Steve Jobs' return to Apple was not just a comeback but also a revival of a vision. By reuniting the company, Jobs highlighted innovation and user-focused design again. This period is a poignant story of how Apple overcame past challenges and returned to its peak. In this chapter, we see how Apple's focus on aesthetics and user experience turned it into more than just a computer company. It became a lifestyle. During this time, the company started to shape not only the technology world but also the lifestyle of its users. In the following chapters, we will explore how this emotional and exciting story continued. Chapter 3: The Return of Steve Jobs and Technological Revolution, 1997 to 2011. Jobs' return in 1997 marked not only the return of a leader, but also the beginning of rewriting a story. Taking over the company during challenging times, Jobs set out to transform Apple into a full-fledged tech giant. However, what happened during this period was not just a transformation of a company, but also the peak of a visionary's own journey. Under Jobs' leadership, Apple focused on three fundamental principles: innovation, design, and user experience. These principles not only shaped the products but also the culture of the company. The impact of iPod revolutionizing music consumption, iPhone adding a new dimension to smartphones, and iPad changing the definition of portable computers were concrete examples of these principles. Jobs' immortalized presentations showed not only the tech world but also how a visionary could influence people. Encouraging people with phrases like "think different" not only affected a company but also the mindset of an entire generation. This period changed the tech world fundamentally, turning Apple not only into a tech leader but also into a brand that defined a lifestyle. The death of Steve Jobs was not just the loss of a leader but also the loss of a great visionary in the tech world. However, the legacy he left continues to be an inspiration not only for Apple but for the entire tech industry. In this chapter, we focused on the emotional story behind Steve Jobs' return and Apple's groundbreaking successes during this period. In the following chapters, we will explore how this emotional story continued.
Artlist.io